Over the past year, we've all felt times of being alone, disconnected, and wondering, how long will this all go on? Fed up of being stuck inside and alone, we're looking for something real. We long for community to step outside and be together again. But there is so much more that we hope for in this world. Join us for a week of events answering questions as we look for real hope, real justice, real unity, real peace, real freedom in real life.
Hello and welcome to the second evening of our events week in real life. We will be exploring questions about Christianity, Jesus and God. We thank you for coming along and joining us tonight. My name is Emily. I am a second year costume design student.
And I'm Jake. I'm a first year film production student.
Thank you so much for coming along tonight. We're just so happy to have you here.
So this evening topic is real justice. It may be a question that's crossed your mind as it once crossed ours.
Cool, and we will be hearing from our wonderful speaker, Alyssa, on that later. In the meantime, while you're just watching along, we're going to have a Slido Q&A after this event over on our Facebook and our YouTube page. The link to that will be in the description. How do you send in questions, I hear you ask? So if you head on over to slido.com and put in the code IRL2, all capital letters, no spaces, that will be a place where you can upload whatever questions you have throughout the evening, upvote the questions you most want answered, and then after the event we will have a opportunity for you to come and watch some of us answering those questions for you.
We've equipped you with a box full of items, which include a pack of cards and game suggestions today, which will be put to good use later. For those of you who are in a flat but with no one else, we've not forgotten you. If you scan the QR code on your Tuesday event card or in the box, your Tuesday event card, head to Facebook or our Instagram page, you'll find a Zoom link where you can join anyone else who's in a flat by themselves.
Well, in our boxes we have got, there'll be a pack of cards for you. There will be some suggestions of games you can play, lots of fun things. There will also be snacks for you to just munch on while you play your games or while you watch the talk. Yeah.
If you don't have a box, don't worry, just kick back, have a drink, or join in on the Zoom call.
Cool. And if you haven't got a box and you want a box for tomorrow's event, head on over to the link in description, and once you've done that, we'll aim to get you the box for tomorrow's event.
But before we hand over, remember, if you have any questions, whether it be about God, Christianity, the Bible, or Jesus, remember to head over to the Slido code IRL2 and ask any question. It's completely anonymous, and they'll be answered on our Facebook page or YouTube channel after this event.
Cool. And it is time to go. In 30 minutes, we will return for our talk from Alyssa. In the meantime, go and play some games.
Sitting here on this lonely dock, I watch the rain play on the ocean top. Of all the things I feel I need to say, I can't explain in any other way. I need to be bold, need to jump in the cold water, need to go older with a girl like you. Finally see, you naturally want to make it so easy when you show me the truth. Yeah, 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 I'd rather be with you. Say you want the same thing too. Now here's the sun, come to dry the rain, warm my shoulders and relieve my pain. You're the one thing that I'm missing here. With you beside me, I no longer fear. I need to be bold, need to jump in the cold water, need to grow older with a girl like you. Finally see, you naturally want to make it so easy when you show me the truth. Yeah, 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 I'd rather be with you. Say you want the same thing too. I could have saved so much time for us had I seen the way to get to where I am today. You waited on me for so long, so now listen to me say, I need to be bold, need to jump in the cold water, need to grow older with a girl like you. Finally see, you naturally want to make it so easy when you show me the truth. Yeah, 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 I'd rather be with you. Say you want the same thing too. Say you feel the way I do.
When I found myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking the words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking the words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And when the broken-hearted people living in the world agree, there will be an answer, let it be. There is still a chance that they will see. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be. Let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom. Let it be. 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 There will be an answer. Let it be. 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 There will be an answer. Let it be. 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 Whisper words of wisdom. Let it be. And let it be.
You know you can call me if you need someone. I'll pick up the pieces if you come undone. Painting stars up on your ceiling 'cause you wish that you could find some feeling. Yeah, you know you can call me if you need someone. I need you to hold on. Heaven is a place not too far away. We all know I should be the one to say we all make mistakes. And take my hand and hold on. Tell me everything that you need to say. 'Cause I know how it feels to be someone. Feels to be someone who loses their way. You're looking for answers in a place unknown. You need the connection, but you can't get close. Painting stars upon your ceiling, 'cause you wish that you could find some feeling. Yeah, you know you can call me if you need someone. Oh, I need you to hold on. Heaven is a place not too far away. We all know I should be the one to say we all make mistakes. And take my hand and hold on. Tell me everything that you need to say, 'cause I know how it feels to be someone. Feels to be someone who loses their way. Midnight to morning, call if you need somebody. I will be there for you. Midnight to morning, call if you need somebody. I will be there for you. I need you to hold on. Heaven is a place not too far away. We all know I should be the one to say we all make mistakes. And take my hand and hold on. Tell me everything that you need to say, 'cause I know how it feels to be someone. Feels to be someone. I need you to hold on. Heaven is a place not too far away. We all know I should be the one to say we all make mistakes. And take my hand and hold on. Tell me everything that you need to say, 'cause I know how it feels to be someone. Feels to be someone who loses their way. 'Cause I know how it feels to be someone. Feels to be someone who loses their way.
Come on, skinny love, just stars with you. Pour a little soul we would never hear. My, staring at the sea of blood and crash beneath. I'll tell my love to break it all. Cut out all the ropes and let me fall. My, right in the moment this water storm. And I told you to be patient, and I told you to be fine, and I told you to be balanced, and I told you to be kind. And in the morning I'll be with you, but it will be a different kind. I'll be holding all the tickets, and you'll be owning all the fines. Come on, skinny love, what happened here? Circle on the hope in light Brazil. My, solemn load is full, so slumbers plead. And I told you to be patient, and I told you to be fine, and I told you to be balanced, and I told you to be kind. Now when your love is wasted, then who the hell was I? 'Cause now I'm breaking all the bridges, and at the end of all your lies, who will love you? Who will fight? And who will fall far behind? Come on, skinny love. My.
I hear the drizzle of the rain, like a memory it falls, soft and warm, continuing, tapping on my roof and walls. And from the shelter of my mind, through the window of my eyes, I gaze beyond the rain-drenched streets to England, where my heart lies. My mind's distracted and diffused, my thoughts are many miles away. They lie with you when you're asleep, and kiss you when you start your day. A song has writings left undone. I don't know why I spend my time writing songs I can't believe, with words that tear and strain to rhyme. And so you see I have come to doubt all that I once held as true. I stand alone without beliefs. The only truth I know is you. And as I watch the drops of rain weave their weary paths and die, I know that I am like the rain, there before the grace of you go I.
Welcome back. We hope you had a good time, played some good games. I hope you won. If you didn't, sad times. Now we're going to have our talk from Alyssa. She's going to be talking about real justice. Listen up.
And just another reminder, if you have any questions about God, Christianity, the Bible, or Jesus, remember, on Slido you can access by IRL 2, and we can answer the questions after this event on Facebook and YouTube.
Cool. If anything comes to your mind, please do just go and pop that in while you're listening to the talk. And with no further ado, over to you, Alyssa.
Hello everyone, it is lovely to meet you all and be with you this week. If you haven't met me before, my name is Alyssa. I am known for doing a lot of things, mainly watching dog videos on Instagram, but I'm also known for working here in Reading with the Christian Union on the campus here. This evening, we're thinking about real justice. And isn't that something we're all longing for right now? A friend of mine labelled 2020 the trifecta of trauma. We've lived through the greatest health crisis in modern history. There's been major economic disruption across the globe. And with the killings of George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery and Breonna Taylor, America and much of the rest of the Western world is experiencing a great racial reckoning and civil unrest. And at the moment, 2021 isn't really proving to be any different, is it? You know, the UK is currently undergoing a gender reckoning after the tragic death of Sarah Everard, with women sharing stories of how they'll change paths on their way home so it's more well lit, or fake phone calls to ensure their safety. As a woman originally from South London, I know I think justice really badly needs to be done for Sarah and her family and for every woman who feels unsafe while simply walking home. As humans, we long to see justice. Look at the fact that Black Lives Matter protests and vigils for Sarah Everard continued despite the pandemic. Because humanity longs to see wrongs righted, and we will stop at nothing to ensure that happens. But we know that sometimes marching, protesting, lifting our voices, doing whatever it is, can sometimes feel in vain as we fail to see justice done. Take Breonna Taylor, for example, who was killed in her sleep when a drug raid went horrifically wrong. One of the police officers involved in that raid was charged, but not with murder or manslaughter like her families protested for, but for wanton endangerment towards her neighbours who survived. No one was charged for her death. And so what did Breonna's neighbours do and communities do in response? They marched, they protested, they cried out. Cries of "Say her name" erupted across the globe to remind the powers that be that Breonna was not just another statistic, but a 26-year-old black woman whose life was tragically and horribly taken from her. They fought back, but still no justice. And we feel that unsettling in us, that something is wrong and needs to be made right. And we feel that on multiple levels, whether that be big systems that are in place that allow and enable oppression and injustice, or to our own individual responses and our own individual experiences, maybe of being mocked for something that we can't change. Can we ever know real justice? In order for us to think about this, I want to tell you the story of 204 women. And before I start this story, I do want to give you a heads up that it is a story about abuse, and in particular sexual abuse. And so if you don't want to listen to this part of this talk for whatever reason, I totally understand. You might want to tune out for the next 5 minutes and then come back a bit later. If you do, it's absolutely fine. For 9 days, 156 of 204 identified women stood up in a courtroom in Michigan in the trial of Larry Nassar to provide victim impact statements. The former USA gymnastics doctor had abused hundreds and hundreds of little girls as they came to him for medical treatment. And one of these women was a woman called Rachel Den Hollander. She was the first woman to be publicly identified as one of Nassar's victims in an interview with a local newspaper, after which hundreds of other women came forward. She testified at his first trial and was the final survivor to speak at his sentencing on the 24th of January 2018. Rachel stood up in that courtroom and spoke about the atrocities that had been done to her, about how Nassar had abused her over various visits to his medical practice, how none of the adults she believed she could trust believed her when she reported the abuse to them, and how systems in USA Gymnastics and other organisations allowed Larry to prey on young girls for years and years and years. But then she began to speak about God, but not in the way that you might expect. She didn't start to blame him for what happened or ask where he was or anything like that. Surely she had every right to. Instead, she mentioned a quote by C.S. Lewis, saying that it was something she had clung to the whole way through the process. C.S. Lewis is responsible for the Chronicles of Narnia. He's a well-known author. And the quote goes like this: "My argument against God was that the universe seemed so cruel and unjust. But how had I got this idea of just and unjust? A man does not crawl a line crooked unless he has some idea of a straight line. What was I comparing this universe with when I called it unjust?" For Rachel, this quote was what enabled her to say that what had been done to her was wrong. We have a sense there is such a thing as right and wrong, as just and unjust. That's why we cry and we march out when things go wrong. But how do we know it's wrong? Because if we base what is right and wrong on what we think it is, on our own human ideas, then what is right and what is wrong is very much up for debate and subject to our own opinion. Take a debate that's been raging particularly in the US for the past couple of years, past year. Whether or not you should wear one of these. Now, on one hand, you've got people saying, these are scientifically proven to reduce the transmission of COVID. And at the end of the day, it's just a piece of fabric over your face, isn't it? It is right to wear a mask. On the other hand, you've got people saying, no, the government should not be controlling what you wear. To wear one of these is an attack on your freedoms. It is wrong to wear a mask. And there are far more extreme examples than that. If we use injustice to dismiss God, then what are we basing our idea of what is just and unjust, what the straight and what the crooked line is? Because if we base it on what we think it is, then we're going to disagree and differ greatly on it, and our opinions will change at some point. We can't fight for justice if we don't know what justice itself is. The good news of Christianity, though, is that we believe in a God who is just and who is that straight line. God is not just a God who sits back and turns a blind eye to what is going on. He promises justice. He says it himself in the Bible, "Let justice roll down like waters and righteousness like an ever-flowing stream." We know what is crooked and wrong because we know what is straight and right. To go back to Rachel Den Hollander, all of her fighting, work and advocacy centred around this statement in that courtroom.
There are two major purposes in our criminal justice system, Your Honor: the pursuit of justice and the protection of the innocent. Neither of these purposes can be met if anything less than the maximum available sentence under the plea agreement is imposed upon Larry for his crimes. Not because the federal sentence he will already serve is lacking, but because the sentence rendered today will send a message across this country, a message to every victim, and a message to every perpetrator. I realize you have many factors to consider when you fashion your sentence, but I submit to you that the preeminent question in this case, as you reach a decision about how best to satisfy the dual aims of this court, is the same question that I asked Judge Neff to consider. How much is a little girl worth? How much is a young woman worth?
How much is a little girl worth? The God of Christianity is a God who hears that question and then points to Jesus. He points to his one and only Son who he sent to show us what justice looked like. Jesus lived a life of justice where he cared deeply about the most vulnerable in society and sought justice for them. Yesterday, we heard about hope and how Jesus promised the coming of a kingdom. And this is a place where every wrong will be put right, where justice will finally come and be done once and for all. And then Jesus died a death on a cross, which is the ultimate act of justice. It was the promise of that coming kingdom, the promise of justice to come, but also the punishment for all of our wrongdoing and injustices here and now. Now, this might sound strange, and you probably have a whole host of questions about it. There is only so much I can say in 10 minutes. I'm going to be live answering some questions after this event has finished, so please do come and join us. I would love to chat through some of this stuff with you and hear and respond to your questions. But if you can't make it, then we're going to be exploring the life and death of Jesus over the next few days and thinking about, well, why did he have to die and what does it mean for us today? So do keep tuning in for the rest of the week. But for now, I'm going to hand back to Jake and Emily. But before I go, let me leave you with this question. Is justice truly possible?
Welcome back, guys. Thank you so much, Alyssa, for that talk. That was absolutely amazing. I know that I learned a lot of things from that. I really hope that you guys did as well. If you have any questions that have come to your head through that, just remember we're doing a Q&A straight after this. Head on over to Slido, IRL 2. And yeah, just pop down any questions you have. If anything you've heard this week or in tonight's talk has piqued your interest, if you would like to explore more, we'll be running sessions every Wednesday for the next 3 weeks, just talking about God's welcome to us. If you've got any more questions, if you want to explore further, you feel like that's for you, just head on down to our description and there'll be a link for you to sign up, register your interest, and someone will be in touch chatting to you about what that will look like.
And there will be other opportunities during this week for more questions of yours to be answered by Ollie and Alyssa. There'll be events happening at lunchtime, released on IGTV at 11 a.m, and more evening events. To find out when they're happening and what we're doing on them, follow on social media, Facebook and Instagram, at Bournemouth CU. And if you have a box, you'll find a copy in it of Uncover Mark, which is a historical account of the life of Jesus. have a flick through to find out if it's something for you. And if you're an international student, there'll be special events from Wednesday to Friday, or Tuesday to Friday. With tomorrow's event called How Many Gods Are There? One, Many, or More?
Cool. And if that question is something that you'd like to know the answer to, if you're not an international student, feel free to get involved in that as well. We will be back again tomorrow with our next event. Remember just to sign on for a box if you haven't already. Also, you have roughly 1 minute to get in any questions you still have about Slido. Go on, pop over. We'll see you in a few minutes. Thank you guys so much for coming to this evening. It's been great. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.
As humans, we are and always have been obsessed with stories.